Hello, everyone. Welcome to the HeroClix Cafe on Oxit. Tonight, we are running our release day auction. We'll be starting here in about 20 minutes or so. I don't know exactly what time it is. Yep, about 20 minutes. We'll do, for those that have been here before, what we do is we try to take everything out of a set when it releases and put at least one up. Doesn't always work out that way. In this particular set, it definitely didn't work out that way, and I'll go over why in just a little bit. We crack 50 bricks every time a new set comes in, and we then list those. We have pre-sales. We try to do two pre-sales where we list everything, and then after we do the pre-sales. We then immediately come over and we list what we can sell on Oxit, and then we list everything else on eBay. So eBay and Oxit's up and running now. So tonight it's Avengers 60, and we'll be releasing. We'll be going over everything that we got. What we do is we put these in sets of 10, and they're 10-minute auctions. There are some duplicate figures that are run more than one time. So if you miss something, for example, I know Spider-Man's up at least twice. So if you miss the first one, you got an opportunity to win the second one. What's up, Mr. Bobby Sedana? How's it out in the West Coast? Anyway, I will. What I'll be doing is I'll be starting off. We'll do 10 at a time. The first 10. It'll be a 10-minute auction. So what we're basically doing is we're running an hour's worth of auctions with a little bit of in-between time. I come on and I stream on before we do that for about 20-30 minutes and just talk some nonsense. We're going to talk about the set a little bit tonight and maybe a little bit about more what we're doing tomorrow night. So every Thursday we try to do a brick break. Our brick break tomorrow will be Avengers 60. You can see I've got a case sitting right here. It's unopened, and we will open that up tomorrow night. We start that one 4 hours in advance, so it starts at 8 o'clock. And what I mean by that is at 2 o'clock, the boosters. What we do is we'll list 20 boosters. There'll be booster 1, booster 2, booster 3. They start off at I think I started these off at $10, or we'll start them off at $10. So from 2 to 8 o'clock, you have the opportunity to bid on the boosters. Then I'll open a brick up. And I'll start off 1 through 10 on the first brick, and we will, if you bid, let's say brick 5, and you win it. When I open up brick 5, you get whatever's in 5, and we ship that out to you. So it's kind of so we do 20 of those, and we try to do that every Thursday night. We try to use the latest set, but sometimes we do go back and get some older stuff to keep it a little bit fresh. Last week we did Spider-Man Beyond Amazing, and this is our first week that we'll do Avengers 60. We also do a bounty. So what a bounty is that before the auction starts, we'll throw in some prizing and stuff like that, and the prizing keeps building until it's won. So the bounty tomorrow is going to be, I said that Spider-Man, it's going to be a Spider-Man super rare. So when I open up a booster, if it's a booster that you won, you get everything that's inside the booster, but you also get all the bounty that's developed. So this is everything that we've got starting off, and these are left over from last week because nobody won the bounty. And you can see that we have some legacy cards. These are from Spider-Man, and every time we start or open up a brick, we add stuff to it. So I've got a bunch of legacy cards that's in this pile. Could have a Carnage in there. There's no telling. I have a Mole Man that's already been opened. I've got a few super rares. I've got a sword. I've got a Feynman, Deathstroke, the sword with Seducer. And so all that's added on, and it keeps adding on. If we don't, in the first brick, if by chance we don't pull a Spider-Man, then when we go to the next brick, we'll add more stuff, and we'll just keep going. And if by chance we don't get a Spider-Man at all in the 2 bricks, then this will carry over to next week, and there'll be a new bounty, and we'll add more prizing. I always add, when I open up a brick, I always add the legacy cards. So it'll be all of this plus a legacy card, and I've got a bunch of stuff over here to the side that I may add in some more stuff too. I've got some super rares, some legacy cards, some more swords, some slop OP stuff, and you never know what I might bring in. So anyways, the bounty keeps developing, and you have a chance to win that on top of bidding and winning some cool things that are in the boosters. So tonight we're doing, like I said, Avengers 60, and the list is already up. There's 60 items. They'll be broke up into 10. For those guys that, or for the people that come in here every week and are every time we do a release sale, you'll notice something a little bit different. We've had times where we've had every single chase, every single figure, every single legacy card, because they were available. There's not as many chase figures in this auction as I would like them to be. So if you guys have been paying attention, to the sets and the collectability of it, this set was a little bit different. For example, I know that when we opened up our first 12 bricks, out of those 12 bricks, I pulled 7 chases and 6 primes. Now, there are times when that would have been 12 chases. And then there's also more primes in this set, because you have, I think it's 4 rare primes and 2 super rare primes. Usually we just have 4 primes total. And then we also have an ultra chase that also that throws the ratio off. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you are a collector and you can never, WizKids changes from set to set. There's not any consistency sometimes, which I kind of like. I kind of like the fact that they keep things fresh and we don't know what we're getting in there. It's going to be some people that think that there should be a chase in every set, and they complain about that they cost too much. Those things don't bother me. I like the fact that the chases have a great value. I like the fact that the ultra chases have a great value. I like the rarity part of it. I like that it's not that easy to get some things. That's what makes the game collectible. The collectability part of it is very, very, very important in HeroClix. It's not just all about, if we all could just get everything, I don't know that the game would be as desirable to play, and I don't know if it would be as desirable to buy. So it's that collectability and the rarity of some of the items, in my opinion, is a good thing. And I know that drives the price up, but again, I want to be playing in a game where there are things that have a high value dollar and it's hard to get, and that I have to trade high for or pay high for. Those are, to me, those are good things, and it shows a healthy game environment, and that the game is progressing. That it's at a state where it's desired by people. If it's desired by people, it's a good thing. So in this set, I'm telling you that I've watched some other sets. Every set's different, and I've seen chases drop in value. I mean, if you go to Disney Plus, there's chases that are still holding their value that went up, and they're still hard to get because of playability and rarity. And then if you go to the last set that we had, a lot of those chases drop pretty fast. There's some of them that are real powerful, that hold their value. But I noticed that chases, Batman Team Up is a good example. Those chases weren't real valuable to begin with. We didn't have the $200 chases that was in Batman Team Up, but they were also pretty easy to get and acquire, and they didn't hold their value, and their value dropped. It dropped down a pretty good bit. This particular set, I'm telling you that chases are harder to get, and know that. Don't give your chases away. These chases are rarer. They're harder to get. We only pulled 7 out of 12 bricks. So that means that roughly, it's also a little bit different. Like I know sometimes we pull a prime in a chase. Sometimes I have a case and both of them have got a chase in it. Happens very little. It did happen that one particular time. But in general, out of 50 bricks, which is what we normally open, we're going to get 25 to 27, 28 chases out of those. Where there in the past, sometimes we've gotten 50. Okay, when we get 50, that means that I'm able to come on here and I'm assured that I'm going to be able to sell one of each. Also means that there's plenty to go around. And it also means the prices drop faster. In this particular case, chases are more rare, therefore they should hold their value longer. Sellers that don't recognize that fact and they're out there, they think that every set's the same and they don't look at the rarity of the figures coming along. They're liable to drop their prices like they always do and affect the market and actually sell something cheaper than it should be. Be knowledgeable of what the set is. Again, you had the super rare primes are a little bit harder to get in this set because they're now instead of having 4 primes, you've got 6 primes. So therefore, with the ratio that they put in the set, they're spreading out between 6 rather than 4, and that makes the super rare primes, because they're even more rare, makes them harder to get too. So the value is pretty good. We didn't see now out of those 50 bricks, I think we actually pulled one. We pulled 2 of everything, including the Ultra Chase, with the exception of super rare prime Thor. We only got 1 of those, but we got at least 2 of everything. Now, I pre-sold 1 Mephisto, and which is the Ultra Chase, and I have 1 left, but I chose not to run it tonight because I don't like selling on Oxit things that I've only got 1 of, because I want to support my eBay store also. So what I do is if I've got multiple 2, 3, or 4 more of things, if I've at least got 2 of everything, I would have put everything on Oxit. So that's why you're not seeing some of the stuff that we would have had for you on a normal set release. The set, what I've been playing with it. We got to do this set at the Rock Cup way early, so we actually played a sealed event there. So we saw some things there, and we've been playing. We got our pre-release and we played some battle royals afterwards. So we've been playing around with the set pretty good bit. I got lucky in our pre-release, and I was playing with a Ultron, and I won the pre-release, but I had an Ultron, and I also had the Super Adaptoid, which is the other super rare prime. I had the super rare prime Super Adaptoid, and he's good. He's real good, and those 2 paired together work really, really, really well together. I think there's quite a few figures in this set that, especially in a sealed event. There's 2 ways to compare a set: is how does the set play amongst itself in a sealed environment? How does it play outside of that? Which, when it plays outside of it, then you're talking about meta pieces, and there are some meta figures that are in this set. I think that you guys, I think Miss Marvel is a very good piece. I saw somebody in a battle royal pull that and had 2 Ant-Mans, and she went colossal and was able to attack 3 away, and the Ant-Mans gave her and empowered her, so she was able to do 5 damage per turn, and then they immediately shrunk her back down to tiny as soon as she was done. So she became tiny, and they could carry her around or that she just was tiny and hard to hit, and she's got a lot of good powers anyway. I think that that's a really good figure for that could be used possibly in the meta. Build a team around. I think the Ultron Legacy card with the old Ultron, and some of the pieces from this set with the Ultron drones and Ultron that produces drones, and also you go back to Ultron Pym where they produce more drones. I think that that's a playable team that could be put together. Um, I like. I think the Thanos. I think the Thanos in this set is the most powerful uncommon in the history of HeroClix. Now there might be some other figures that made it. And when I'm saying that, I'm talking about standalone. That if you draw him into a sealed event, you're very happy. Super great uncommon. There are other pieces that might have been more meta, meaning that but their usage was because they were a super duper probability perplexer and everybody plays with them and they had mystics and whatnot. But as far as just a pure play piece that does a lot of damage and it's got a deep dial and is not too many points, Thanos is a great figure. If you guys have not looked at him or not played with him, you should. The chases are interesting. All the chases have team up cards, which we have up tonight. The team up cards let the chases be played together, and I think some of the team up cards are very, very, very good. I think Mephisto himself can see some play. He's real cheap for what he can do. There's just several figures in the set. I think Dark Phoenix, of course, usually always the Phoenixes are meta. I think that's something to look at. I think the Super Adaptoid Prime that I played with, I think that's a possibility of things. I haven't looked at every single thing in the set, but I have seen. I like some of the Hulks. The Hulk Rare Prime is bringing a lot of money, and I think that yeah, we can do that if we I don't know that I can answer that question for sure because Tyler, who's not here right now, at least I don't think that he is. Tyler shipped out. I didn't go into the store today, and he may have already shipped it. I stayed at home. I've been really busy today. I'm buying out another store out west, which you'll hear the news about that pretty soon. But I'm buying out another store. Buying a couple $100,000 worth of HeroClix is coming my way here pretty soon, and so that I haven't been. I don't want to say that yet because the deal's not all the way through. I don't want to say who I'm buying or whatever, but I've been busy with that for the last day or two, trying to work that out, trying to figure out when I bought it, how do I get it here? So I worked that out. It's going to cost a pretty penny to get it across country, but we're basically going to load it up in a pod and have it transported right to our store. So anyway, the answer to the question is I don't know. Now I also got something. I don't know if he's here or not. I hope that he's here. I'm going to announce it here, but I am going to type it too. Talked to WizKids, talked to Scott Porter, and there was some concern over convention exclusives this year's getting shipped to you that we were told it wasn't going to be to September. You now have a choice, and they will stack those out how you want to. If you want them to ship what they got, then by the way, they have nothing now. There's nothing. They have no convention exclusives in their hands. But we have Gen Con coming up, and they will ship the ones that are being released out for Gen Con immediately as soon as they have them, and they will ship out the ones later in the year. Other words, there could be multiple shipments. And I can't remember the guy's name I've been talking to about that, but I hope he's here, and I hope he heard that. But I will be posting that here in the room so that it's very clear. Now, I think it's 7:59, so the auction's about to start. And so as soon as it starts, I will be ending the stream. But you guys feel free to yep, it just started. So I'm going to end the stream so you guys can focus on buying stuff. If you have any questions, I'm still in the room. but I'll be typing responses. So that's all for this week, guys. Again, I will be live again tomorrow night, and we'll be doing the brick break.